So the girls here have even got snacks. The vanilla slice, the lemon tart, the Rocky Road, mint hedgehog. Oh, I didn't see that. That would have been the go. But we've gone for the Rocky Road instead. Here we go. So here is the dingo fence. And this is actually the border. South Australia is on that side. And New South Wales is on this side. So here we are, out in the middle of nowhere, absolutely out in the middle of nowhere, and look what we've come across. Look what we've come across. We've got the coffee cart and the two girls in there. This is actually the family property, 130,000 acres, running sheep and cattle. And they knew we were coming, so that's why they've set up. Just for us. What a gem. So the girls here have even got snacks. The vanilla slice, the lemon tart, the Rocky Road, mint hedgehog. Oh, I didn't see that. That would have been the go. But we've gone for the Rocky Road instead. Alright, we're just on Cameron Corner Road. We're about 20 clicks out of Cameron Corner, and here we have the big bandicoot. I think this might be a bit of a sculpture trail like what they've got going down around the snowy area around Coomera and Jindabyne, down there. So down Tibooburra, Tumut, they've got them down there, and here we have the big bandicoot. Gotta love all the big things we do in Australia, don't you? The big animals. Alright, the start of a few corrugations. Many more to come, I would believe. Apparently Strzelecki track has got quite a lot on there, but this isn't too bad. There's a few every now and again. Here, it's pretty good here at the moment. So, better get used to it. How are you finding driving in the old corrugation, Sarah?
I'm an expert.
An expert?
Much smoother when I'm driving.
Oh, yeah, right. Must be. Doesn't feel smoother from where I'm sitting, I'm afraid. Have a go, old mate, Mr. Bilby. Very cool. And then over here, there we've got the dingo fence. So we'll go over and have a bit of a squiz. Here we go. So here is the dingo fence. And this is actually the border. South Australia is on that side. And New South Wales is on this side. And there's old mate Mr. Dingo fence. So we have to make sure to shut this gate behind us. Rig's just about to cross into South Australia. Here it comes. South Australia.
See you at Cameron Corner.
So Cameron Corner, for those who don't know, but probably everybody does, is the corner border between South Australia, New South Wales and Queensland. So we just went through from New South Wales to South Australia, and now I'm going to walk into Queensland. So I'll go for a bit of a quick walk into Queensland. Oh yep, there we go, across the cattle grid into Queensland. Yeah, now I'm going to go back into South Australia. So here we are, there's the marker post. for the corner of the three boundaries, New South Wales, Queensland and South Australia. And we've got the dingo fence running up that way and the dingo fence running down that way. Cameron Corner General Store with all the hats. Now, which side's Queensland and which side's New South Wales?
Queensland?
No, I meant inside here. Doesn't it split in here?
No,
it's all Queensland.
It's all Queensland.
My wife said she had to do 3 different times because she got confused what state she was in. Alright, just leaving Cameron Corner. We've been given the all clear to go up to the Omicron Road. There's only a couple of roads that are open. He said you'll know if you've gone too far because there's a 12-kilometre wide lake across the road. That's why you can't drive through. So we go 40 k's up here and then we go another 60 k's. All this is saying that everything's closed, but I think this is the way out. Omicron 36 k's. Yes, this is it. Cameron Corner
Welcome
Road
to
closed.
the southwest.
You said it's all open. It's got closed on there though. That's going Omicron Road closed. He said it's open. So they mustn't have updated the sign. So we'll give it a go. So this is classified in old mate HEMA maps as the little dotted line, which indicates a dirt track. So she is a bit of a dirt track, but it's not too rough, which is a good thing. So she's a bit sandy, corrugations aren't bad, so let's hit it. How are you feeling? You confident in your driving ability there, Sarah?
Yep.
Coolies. Well, I might have a snooze then. So old Mr. Track has got some corrugations in it. Oh, look at that now. It's funny because it's a really sandy, loamy top, and then the bottom is just corrugations.
It'll probably be when we get this red stuff again.
Yeah, maybe just here again. And it's pretty good track.
It's
not
much
too bad
easier
at
to
all.
drive than the one into the farm.
It is much easier to drive than the one that we have to drive from the farm.
At least if you fall off, you're not going to go down a cliff.
Well, that's true too. Because our little road that we have to drive into our farm, if some spots you come unstuck on it, there's a high probability that you're going to end up in a pretty bad situation. Oh, yep, there we go. There's some
Yeah, there's some more coming up.
yeah, nice, loamy, sandy corrugations. Oh, beautiful. Here we have what looks like a lake, but it actually isn't a lake. It's a 12-kilometre lake apparently, and this is just the water that is left still from the rain that they had.
So when it rains, the wetlands create these lakes, and that is why Sturt thought that there was going to be an inland sea and carried the boat because he was following the seabirds, because whenever it rains, these wetlands happen, and he thought there must have been an inland sea due to the migrational path of the seabirds.
And that's why we brought the whaling boat. Alright, through cattle grid into Epsilon, the next station. Oh, we're going to go around here because the water's across the road.
So yeah, so that will be to the station.
Yeah, probably, maybe. And then the road is cut off. We've got to go around it. Wow.
And this is where the guy said we'd be okay. So let's hope he was right. Whoa, look at this.
Yeah, it's a nice big rut. We could probably drive across there anyway, but don't want to risk it.
Actually, we probably could.
Probably could have. But looks like we've got a road around it. So this water must take so long for it to dry out. Because that's why it's wetlands, I guess. Another little classic floor with an HX2. It just went into some random mode. Now when I try to get back the map again and I press on road, it doesn't go through. The whole thing is just glitched. On road, nope. On road, nope. So now I've got to turn it off and reboot it all.
Adventures.
We have a detour because the road's cut off, all the water from all the rain that they've had recently. So, but we can get round it. We've got a road, detour road, which is good. They did say this road was open, so I would assume that we can get round. So we've got this engine sitting here at the front of the Bowsers. It's out of a bow fighter that went down in the Second World War. It's a Bristol Hercules Mark 6, 14 cylinder, 19 radial, eh? What a gem. So it crashed. It was found out at Jury's Station on the 21st of May 1944. Another great little pub, the old Innaminka Hotel. It's the 30th of August and she's 39 degrees outside. So we're in Innaminka. Bit of an eventful day yesterday, driving along a bit of a dirt track with the caravan, but Sarah was enjoying herself, driving in the sand, loving it. And then we got there and the poor old van was chock-a-block full of dust. Anyway, we're on our way out to Burke's grave. It's a little track, and like, this is where these guys were walking out here in the middle of summer. Like, it's just unbelievable. We'll have a bit of a squeeze. Imagine trying to trek through here in the middle of summer with all, well, they had 20 tonnes. Did they still have the 20 tonnes by the time they got up here?
No.
Oh, they'd started getting rid of it. But it'd be pretty harsh. When was it? 18 when? 1860 or something?
Yeah.
1860. I wonder they went through so many supplies. It would be boiling.
No, they didn't take many supplies, that's their problem.
Oh, they didn't
left
take
most
many.
of it at Menindee.
I mean, it's the 30th of August, it's still winter, and today it's 39 degrees.
He only took enough supplies for 3 months.
3 months. And that was the ill-fated mistake they made. So many people believe that Burke was a flawed leader. He was ill-equipped to lead such an ambitious expedition. He was impatient. His team was poorly chosen and supplies were cumbersome. So he was also racing against John Sturt to become the first man to cross the continent. So in his haste, Burke chose Wills, King and Gray to accompany him on the final push to the north coast of Australia, and only King survived. So despite its tragic end, the trek actually made by the four explorers from Melbourne to the Gulf of Carpentaria and back was an amazing feat of endurance, but the irony of the expedition's failure is it led to significant geographic discoveries by the search parties that were sent to rescue them. So apparently what had happened is Gray was left up here, up on Cooper Creek, to wait for them to come back. They said they'd be 3 months. After 4.5 months, he gave up, buried some food for them and rode in the coolabah tree dig and took off. And apparently Burke, Wills and King actually got back only 9 hours after he left. So they couldn't find any of the food. They had plenty of water, but they couldn't find the food. And poor old Mr. Burkey, he'd upset the local Aboriginal people, so they weren't willing to help him. So eventually Burke and Wills died, and then they died in the end of June 1861. So King was the only one that was left, and King actually was looked after by the local Aboriginals, and King was the only person to survive. So here we've got another gem of a river red gum. What an awesome looking tree these things are. Very cool. And I know that red gum is very, very tough. Great for burning. So this is the famous Cooper Creek where Burke and Wills. Wow, she's pretty windy. So this is where Robert O'Hara Burke died, 28th of June 1861. Him and King walked down from the dig tree, about 60 k's or so, and this was as far as he could get. He was too malnourished and just too weak, couldn't make it any further. So he sat down here under this coolabah tree, and this is where he passed away. So we're at the site of the Burke and Wills dig tree. So just on the side up there, up here, where the bit of shade is there, is where William Gray wrote the dates. December the 6th, 1860 until April the 21st, 1861. The date he arrived and the day he left. And he left the morning of April the 21st, 1861, and Burke and Wills and King actually got in the evening of December 1st. And then over here is the real dig tree. But they're not really actually sure what was written on here, because the only survivors have got conflicting ideas of what was actually written. So there's no full evidence other than it had dig. So this is what they call the face tree. And this is a carving carved by John Dick in 1898. And it's Robert O'Hara Burke. You can just still see the O and the H. The R and the B are now gone, but that was sculpted by him based on some photos that he had. And he also did up in this spot over here, he carved his and his wife's initials and the date 21st of the 11th 1898. A lot of people mistake this for the dig tree apparently, but the dig tree is literally just up here. So they're all very close. But the original dig tree there, the copper one, and then the other one by the second party of 1862 that came out here. So that was an interesting little trip out to the dig tree.
Yeah.
Learn a few new things every day. I didn't know that they didn't know what was actually written on it. They still don't know definitively what was actually written on it. Because apparently there's conflicting people.
They'll probably get the technology one day to scan underneath it.
Yeah.
And see it.
Scan under it and see, because it's now growing over. And the thing that I didn't know too was, if old mate Mr. Burke hadn't been so pig-headed and looking for the stock station at Mount Hopeless and they'd just gone the same way, then they would have met up with the rescue party and they would have survived. Anyway, history shows that they went the wrong way and they didn't survive.
And he was nasty to the Aboriginals, so they weren't going to help.
Yes, because of his arrogance.
Shooting guns over their heads.
So, got the Aboriginals offside, whereas old mate King, who was the only one that survived out of the three of them, he stayed for a while with the Aborigines while they looked after him, and then the rescue party came back and found him. And
he gave his father to daughter.
Oh, did he?
Didn't you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
He fathered a daughter, and not so long ago, his cousin or something came over from England and went to investigate him. And the first thing he said to Annie's grandchild, King's grandchild, was, "My God, you look like my brother."
Really?
So the Aboriginals knew forever that she was King's daughter, but Europeans didn't find out for quite some time.
So he fathered a daughter with one of the Aboriginal women?
Yeah, because he stayed there. They looked after him for like 3.5 months.
There you go. I didn't know that. Didn't read that bit. There was so much information there. I was getting the reading information overload.
There was a lot.
Yeah, it was good.
And the confusion over the dig trees. Everybody had the wrong dig tree.
Yeah, the original dig tree's not the one that they thought was that was the second expedition. Howard's expedition in 1862. Well, he also wrote dig on it. Alright. Back to...
And also that everybody thinks that he didn't find the dig tree. He did find it.
He did find the dig tree.
There wasn't much there, not many supplies, and he went the wrong way instead of heading home.
Alright, well, back to Innaminka. Have a couple of beers, some dinner, shower, get organised for the Strzelecki track tomorrow, which is open to four-wheel drives only, and a bit sketchy apparently, but anyway, give it a go. Got to watch out about 230 k's down the track. We've got to be very careful. It's very rutty, very sandy, very dippy.
Big bull dust holes.
Yeah, bull dust holes everywhere. Oh, the bull dust, that's going to be good for the old van. Oh well, we better make sure we seal her up. Alright. See you on the Strzelecki track. So I guess this is a bit of a no-brainer. Look at that. Just check underneath for anything that may have come loose. And there the old red dust / mud in there. Everything looks all pretty good. Grease is all still in there, which is good. Was a bit squeaky, but there's still plenty of grease in there. Plenty of grease. So I'll just check that one. Have a quick look at the other side. Make sure all our bolts are in and the brakes are all good. Make sure the brakes are all good, it's important. And we'll slip up the other end, have a quick look up there. also a really good idea to carry a little mat of some sort. A little mat, so you're not rolling around in the dirt. All this looks really good. Really good. Nothing loose anywhere. So that's great. Perfect. Wow, what's that? Alright, we'll just check the other side and we'll be good to go. I bet the shearers loved it in here with the stone.